Whoa, look at all these guys. They're not moving. They're right next to me. Look at these fuckers. Lately, I've been feeling grateful for being self-conscious. And I don't mean in the sense of like nervous that I don't look good when I'm out, or being like self-conscious about being short. I mean it like in the sense of being aware of my own consciousness, being aware of that. It's like I'm grateful for being able to be grateful, is what I mean, I guess. I don't know if animals, like deer, for example, I don't know if they're aware of their existence. It doesn't appear to me that they are, but I have no idea. And while that is beautiful, I'm grateful that I know that I am here. Like, such a level to be able to know not only that we are physically here, but that we're consciously here. Because I could imagine a world where we are aware of our own existence, but not of our thoughts. To be aware that I'm aware of my existence. That's the difference. I could imagine a reality in which we know that our physical bodies are here. Like looking and seeing our arm and knowing that it belongs to you. I could see that, but this other level that we get to have as human beings of knowing that I know that. The awareness of our own minds, of our own thoughts. I was thinking about what freedom is. It's certainly not having enough money to do anything you want. Freedom is something more akin to having the ability to think whatever I would like to think. Or, geez, or at the very least, to do with my thoughts what I please. I feel that in this moment might be a better way to say that, the best way I've got right now. Whether we are having these thoughts or they're entering our minds from the ether and from the energy of others and from picking up on things from God, whatever it is that's giving us these thoughts, whether it's the outside or they really are coming from within, it is possible that we are the thinker and the observer, unlike almost all meditative practice talks about in its rhetoric. Certainly, I feel like the observer, simply because I can consciously go into myself and I can watch as thoughts come up. Like, you know what I mean? It's just classic meditation, but type shit, but like, maybe we are the thinker, the one who is also concocting the thoughts that we are watching. Maybe we're both. Regardless, though, I think the point I was trying to make with freedom is that at the very least, I am able to do with those thoughts what I please. I can choose to say, I don't like that thought right now. So, or at all, ever, maybe. Or maybe I will one day, or maybe I used to. I have the ability to say, let's not have that one. I don't like to say, it could be so much worse. I don't like that approach to feeling gratitude. I don't like to use the opposite of what we have as a way to feel grateful. Although it's a very direct way to feel gratitude, I find. Because if I can really lean into what it would be like if things were worse, and then I snap back and then I decide I'm going to come back now, I can say, oh my goodness, I am unspeakably grateful. I don't like to do that. However, I do feel inclined to do that in the moment right now where I feel as though, imagine if we were not powerful over our own thoughts. Imagine, because I think it's hard sometimes, these thoughts coming in, oh, why am I always so scared of that? Or every time that comes up, it makes me anxious and I don't like that. Or why when I picture, how much money I could have by next January, I'm unable to let myself say $10 million. Why can't I just believe that? And in those moments, I do feel a bit, not powerless, but lacking some power, just not incredibly powerful over my own thoughts because I'm not able to control them. It doesn't feel controllable. If I could, I would say, I'm going to have $100 million next January. If I could, I would say, I'm never going to feel anxious from this particular element of life ever again, right? But I just feel grateful, at the very least, that I'm able to get inside of my own head, as wacky as that might be sometimes, as much as all of us, and certainly overthinkers and many creative types, and neurodivergent is kind of the keyword of the moment. As much as these types of people, I think, are perhaps even more susceptible than the average and everyone. Even still, I think we do all feel like sometimes prisoners of our own minds, but we aren't. And this is big. I'm not sure if I've ever really thought this before, but it's big. We didn't get, oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Whoa. We didn't get a say in our minds when we were little, when we were coming into self-consciousness, understanding who we are, that we have a name, that we have a body, that we're thinking something, that we're sad. We didn't have, we didn't have the ability to say, let me design how my mind works, what I think about, what makes me anxious, what makes me feel excited and passionate, how I respond to XYZ, how quickly things fire back and forth. What is the limit of things I'd like to be able to think of at once? Right? Like when I get to purchase a computer, I get to say how much RAM I want it to have. And the CPU, I choose. We didn't get to do that with ourselves. And because of that, we feel powerless a lot. And it makes a lot of sense because we just feel like we are in the mind we're in. I was given this. I have OCD. And that's me. And that's what I was given. And I'm not even saying that's bad. I think a lot of people say, I have ADHD. I have panic disorder. And you know what? I'm going to learn to live with it. A positive outlook, But beyond the truly clinical, chemical things that may be inside of different, unique individuals' brains, beyond that, all this shit is malleable. The way we think, how we feel about what we think, the actions we now take in physical reality, once we have felt a certain way about something we think. Sounds complicated, but essentially it's like, I just had a thought that I really want to be a big movie director. But then that thought, the way that because I'm not controlling myself, the way that I react to that thought, emotion-wise, is a sense of lack of capability. I could never be a big movie director. I don't know. I don't know the people. I didn't study it. I don't know. So then what do we choose to do now? With the action, we choose to not pursue it. Or perhaps it just boomerangs or turns into, because of that feeling of lack of self-ability, I just go and I fucking binge eat ice cream, and I don't even know why I'm binge eating ice cream. I'm just like, I don't know. But low key, it's because I just feel like, yeah, I'm not able to. And that all came because of the reaction to that thought. And those reactions they do feel inborn. Again, because we did not put them there ourselves. Nobody would ever do that at the onset. Nobody would ever, if given the opportunity, would ever say, I want to not believe in myself. I want to not believe in my ability to accomplish things that excite me. I want to not believe whatever. We never would have done that. And so, this whole thing of it happened to me. This is something that happened to me. And I think that's true. The way we think largely happened to us. We didn't get a choice, but it's the same way that a traffic jam happens to us. I didn't choose to have this route where there's thousands of cars piled up and I can't drive. But I can choose what I do with that information. First, how I feel about it. That's the first step. Something has happened. I've had a thought. An event has taken place. Something happens to us. First step, how am I going to feel about that? And then the next step, now what am I going to do? But freedom feels like the ability for me to even realize I'm having this thought, be inspired to share it, and then the action, choosing now with that to make this video. That's freedom.